Jump right in. We're going to unpack one of the oldest challenges in Pro AV, really. How far can you possibly push a digital video signal over a copper wire before physics just says nope?
Exactly. And for you, the learner, we're taking a deep dive into what is basically the definition of that limit. We're looking at a 65-foot DVI single-link copper cable.
Hmm.
And to be precise, that's the Kramer C-DM-DM-XL-65.
Right at the razor's edge of what you can do with a passive cable.
Our mission here is to figure out not just what it does, but why it's built this way. It's a very specific engineering choice.
So let's start with the core technology. We're talking about DVI-D. This cable is designed for a pure, uh, a completely digital link, source to display.
Right. And what's really fascinating about that is how it achieves its quality. By using DVI-D, that's the digital only, the 18+1 pin setup, it completely gets rid of the analog conversion step.
Which is always the weakest link.
It's always where the problems start. The noise, the jitter, all that signal decay, it just creeps in there. So by bypassing that whole mess, you maintain this incredible clarity, even over a pretty long distance.
And when you say clarity, the source material gets very specific about resolution. We're looking at 1920 by 1200 at 60 hertz and also 1080p, but with 12-bit color depth, which is a lot.
Well, and that 12-bit, that's where it gets interesting for the pros. You don't really need 12-bit for watching a movie at home. That kind of color depth is absolutely vital for things like medical imaging or maybe detailed CAD work.
Anywhere color fidelity is just non-negotiable.
Exactly. And if you're trying to send that kind of signal 65 feet across a room, you need every bit of that protection.
And protection means compliance, right? The sources mentioned two critical standards here.
That's right. So first up, it's HDCP compliant. You can think of HDCP as sort of the digital bouncer for your contract.
The digital handshake.
The digital handshake, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to play a Blu-ray or stream something protected, that handshake has to be perfect. If it fails, the installer gets a blank screen. So it's not optional, it's essential.
Okay. And the second one is less about the video signal itself, TAA compliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Trade Agreements Act. And that's really about who can buy the cable.
Uh-huh.
For any integrator who's bidding on, say, a government contract or a big university project, that TAA certification is the key.
So it's the business requirement that makes the technical spec possible in those environments.
It is. And it's all part of this package, the signal purity, the color depth, the compliance, all being pushed to their absolute limit over 65 feet of copper. They even include a 1-year warranty, which says a lot.
That length, 65 feet, it really feels like a dividing line, doesn't it?
It is the dividing line. Copper it runs out of steam at that point. The second your project needs to go further, say 100 feet, you have to switch materials entirely.
So that's where fiber comes in.
That's when you have to pivot. The sources are very clear on this. For distances up to 500 meters, that's over 1,600 feet, you jump straight to Kramer's DVI over fiber products.
So what we have here is a highly optimized solution. It maximizes that digital clarity and it keeps costs down right up until the point where the laws of physics just take over. And it's currently listed at $168, by the way.
Exactly. Which leaves you, the listener, with a really provocative thought to consider. Choosing a cable isn't just about how long it is. It's a decision about your entire system architecture. Does your project fit neatly inside the physical limits of copper? Or by needing just another 50 or 100 feet, are you suddenly committing to the completely different world of expense and complexity that comes with a fiber optic system? That distance, that single number, it dictates your whole approach.